to Grow, Make, Cook.
Bok, I'm Mandy O. This is Grow, Make, Cook, and welcome to my garden. I grew up in Australia in a permaculture family, but after we got married, Mr. O and I moved here to his home country of Croatia. I am a passionate and hands-on homemaker and gardener, and I love life's simple pleasures. So join me on my journey, and together we can learn to grow, make, and cook. This is the third week in November, or Studeni.
This week marks a real change in the gardening year. We've had our first frosts. It's dipping to 0 degrees a couple of times, and we've certainly noticed this change in the garden. However, we've had a little bit of something unexpected happen. Come on. These here are my eggplant, and anybody who grows eggplant in this kind of part of the world will know that it dies back now, and once these leaves start to brown, that's the time to rip them all up and chuck them on the compost and, you know, start again. However, I know from my experience back home that eggplant, when grown in a warmer climate, is a perennial. Now, I don't know if it'll make it, but after all these frosts, I expected that my eggplants would be dead, and they're not. And they were completely unprotected, completely exposed to the frosts that we've had. And yes, they've got a bit of damage on the leaves, but they're still with us. So, I've got a plan. And this is it. This is my plan, is I'm cloching them. And I'm hoping that if I can cloche and protect these things, which are a little bit more hardy than I thought they might be, maybe they might pull through. Because we're expecting, because of the changing climate and all of those other things, because we're expecting a very, very mild winter. In fact, they've said that there will be very little, if any, snow. If we can get away with protecting things to make things that are perennials back home into perennials here, it's worth a try. Now, just here in the same bed are those lovely broad beans which I planted and have come up early, so we'll have a bit of an experiment. Those that are covered and protected and those that are not, we'll see what happens with that. But what I have got an awful lot of, which is doing spectacularly in this nice, mild, cool weather, is parsley. And loads and loads and loads of it. It's been growing really strongly. And if we're just picking individual stems, we should still get harvests out of it for, I'd say, a couple more weeks. My beetroots are starting to look really quite paltry. They're a bit small and they're not going to get much bigger than that. However, little tiny beetroots roasted up, just popped in the oven with a big bunch of fresh herbs and a whole lot of pumpkin, and it's almost time to start harvesting my Jerusalem artichokes. They've completely died back, and so soon, very soon, this will all start to fall away and all of the last bits of yellow will go out of the leaves, and so these will be ready for harvest. So that's very soon, but right now it's pumpkins and beetroots and all sorts of nice, warm, rich, homey meals that are being baked up in my oven. But I think that's probably about all we've got time for today. So if you like what we're doing, like the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you want notifications, use the bell icon below. And until next time then, Oh, Virginia.